Yo, what's up? Today I'm going to be teaching you what to do when a prospect says, I don't want to make a rushed or a rash or a knee-jerk decision. For a bit of context, my name is Kavi, been in the high-ticket sales space for close to a year now and collected around $1 million in cash, getting training from some of the top dogs in the space. So let's dive right into this. Okay, so where this is essentially going to start, prospect says, I don't want to make a rush decision. Actually, it'll start before this because you need to get a tie down, which is essentially an agreement that you guys both believe this can actually benefit them. So, okay, you feel like this will work for you? Yes or no? Why do you feel like it can? Because of this, and this. Okay, cool. So, what do you need to do? I need to get started. I just don't want to make a rushed decision. Okay. The whole mindset behind this is that it's really not a rush decision because they're focusing on how long they've known about you as a company or how long you've been on the call. But when it comes to making a decision to solve their problem, the whole mindset should be on them solving the problem. So why would it make sense to look on the time frame of like you as a company or anything like that, right? Because the whole reason they're on the call now, let's say it's been a prospect who had a problem for 2 years. The reason they're here now, faced with a decision, is because they've been letting this slip for the past 2 years. So it's really not rushed at all. It's been the result of us pushing this back for 2 years. That's just the theory behind it. But the way you can kind of get that mindset and try to get your prospect to understand it is you just say, what if it wasn't a rush decision? This is a pattern interrupt. You're just breaking their cycle, I guess. Like, how do I put this? If someone says to you, what if it wasn't a rushed decision? And you're sitting on the other side of the screen, what are you going to say? You're most likely going to say, what? Like, what are you talking about? Right? So it just snaps them out of whatever like mindset they had. Not mindset. It snaps them out of whatever they were thinking, and now they're just like focused on you, right? It pretty much brings the prospect back into your frame. What if it wasn't a rush decision? What do you mean? Well, how long have you been wanting to? We'll come up with some imaginary prospect. We'll say he's been wanting to leave his job for 2 years. How long have you been wanting to get out of your job for now? Well, 2 years. Okay. Well, if it took someone 2 years to make a decision, would you call that a rushed decision? And I'll just walk you through it, but this is the one question where you'll get some pushback, but let's just say no. No, I wouldn't call that a rushed decision. What would you call that instead? And typically they'll say, like, okay, procrastination, or I guess just delaying it. And then from there, do you feel like that procrastination, or do you feel like you delaying this supports the type of person you want to become? No, it doesn't. Well, why not? You just get a tie down. So they agreed with you. Anytime they agree with you, you can just ask another question to essentially further solidify that belief. So you kind of ask them a question, they agree with you. Why do you agree with me? So you're just getting them to explain themselves to you on why it doesn't support them becoming that person. So this is kind of a lot. Before I even get to the last point, let me just break this down. So the whole, again, idea behind this is now they believe it's rushed because they've been on the call with you for a week now. Not a week now. They've been on the call with you for like 45 minutes, or they've known about you for a week, or whatever it is, right? And the whole mindset, like I mentioned, is you need to get them to focus on their goals rather than how long they've known you as a company. So if you can get them to do that, you've essentially got them from thinking it's a rushed decision to them thinking it's procrastination, which is essentially just manipulation 101 right there. The fact that you can make that switch, right? So this is the question where I would say you might get some pushback. So it's like, well, if it took someone 2 years to make a decision, would you call that a rush decision? Well, no, I wouldn't, but I do it again. I've only known about you guys for a week now. So you essentially need them to understand the same mindset that I've been talking about. So something you could say there is like, yeah, for sure, man. But which one is ultimately more important? Us as a company, or you being able to leave your job? Well, me being able to leave my job. Okay, so when it comes down to making this decision, can we agree that you leaving your job and your goals is the most important thing here? Yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay, So if it took someone 2 years to make a decision and take action to be able to change their situation, would you call that a rush decision? No. I guess I wouldn't. And sometimes they might say something like that. I guess I wouldn't. Probably not. Just call them out on that language. You guess or you wouldn't. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't call that a rush decision. What would you call that instead? I'd call it procrastination. And this is where you can kind of get into their identity. Because now they told you exactly what they're doing right now. It's not solving the problem. They're just procrastinating. So, do you feel like that procrastination supports the type of person you want to become? No, it doesn't. Why not? Like I mentioned, you get the tie down on their way of thinking. I use tie down up here. So, that's when I said that, I meant you get an agreement on they believe this can help you, or you get an agreement that this can actually benefit them. And when I say tie down here, I essentially just mean like tie down on that way of thinking. So you gave them a way of thinking, and now you're just getting them to justify it on why they can't act like that to become the type of person they want. And at the end of the day, this isn't really an objection. It's usually just a smokescreen. Because if they say they don't want to make a rush decision, there's usually going to be something behind that, right? There's going to be some sort of uncertainty, fear, some sort of like, it could even be money or logistical, whatever. Like, that's why here you just say, okay, so why are you choosing to delay this when leaving your job and getting your time and freedom back is so important to you? And then the real objection will typically come out. So it's pretty basic. Literally, just the entire idea is that you need to take them from thinking it's a rush decision to making them realize that they've just been procrastinating. And this is the result of them pushing that decision off till now. And if they don't solve this problem now and just make a change, it's not going to benefit them at all. So it's kind of the mindset behind it. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.